to the podcast of disaster.
I'm LordM.
And I'm your main host,
Yes,
JCR1216, and today we have a discussion episode over from our Google form. And you can always submit on the Google form, that is on the Twitter at Podcast of Disaster, and on Bluesky, the Podcast of Disaster, and in the YouTube description, as you guessed it, the Podcast of Disaster.
we have a lot of questions today, Jay.
Yep. We have 15 brand new questions here today. So let's get it started with Tuan Gaming. Hello there.
Hey,
Here's my question. What was the thing that got you so interested in drawing the art, and what motivated you to draw so much? Um, well, I'm not that big of an artist, but I can ask some artists and I'll put it on screen. But when I used to draw when I was younger, the motivation was just for the creativity and just for like doing things that were fun.
yeah, I'm not an artist myself. I only do just small doodles in traditional, but my only motivation is just fun. That's it.
Yeah, it's really fun doing a commission, requesting commission work from just some fantastic artists, and there are some fantastic artists in this server as well.
Yeah, yeah, a bunch of them. We have Go, we have JSR, we have a bunch of them.
Yep. Speaking
So,
of multiple things, I believe that we have another question.
oh, I take this one from Anonymous. Knowing Sonic, he must really love those chili dogs. But what about his friends? How will how would they rank Sonic's favorite food? Great, cool, meat, or trash?
I think Tails would. I think Tails thinks that they're cool. Um, I think I think that he just sees Sonic scarf down like three a day. I think Tails would have a chili dog on like the occasion. It's kind of like what I would do. It's like I have to be in a certain mood for certain foods. I feel like Tails is only in the mood for like chili dogs like when he's like out like at like a carnival or just like casually. Like maybe he'll have it like once every like 1 to 2 months, but it's not like his like favorite food.
Yeah, yeah, but I'm pretty sure Knuckles also like it a little bit, but he's not gonna eat it all the time.
Yeah, I don't think Knuckles
And
is a
Amy,
chili
well,
dog fan. I think
Amy probably just gonna give a bunch of them to Sonic and not gonna eat one of them.
I think Amy would like chili dogs. I don't think it's her favorite food, but I just feel I could see Amy going for a chili dog or two with Sonic occasionally.
Yeah,
I think
kind of like a
Tangle would.
date,
I
but
think Tangle would
without
like
being
chili
a date.
dogs.
What?
I think Tangle would like chili dogs. I don't think Whisper would like chili dogs.
She likes the calzones.
Yeah, I don't think Whisper likes. I don't know why, but Whisper just looks like she doesn't like beans. Like every time that I like read IDW, I'm like, okay, this person doesn't like beans.
How? What makes you reach that conclusion?
I don't know why. She just looks like somebody that will eat chili without the beans. Like she'll just she doesn't look like somebody that would eat beans. Like she doesn't look like someone that likes beans, and you can't have chili without beans.
I mean, well, let's move to the next question.
Okay, this one is from Roddy Seven Emphas. I hope I'm saying that right. For the Sonangle shippers in there, what makes you really like it? Any headcanons that you have about the ship? I am the CEO of Sonangle, so but first, what are your thoughts on Sonangle?
Oh, me? I don't like.
Aw,
I'm sorry, but for me, Tango Whisper, perfect ship. Not Sun Angle fan.
yeah. I respect Wispangle, but I'm much more of the Sonangle fan. I think everyone knows me for most of my like Sonangle stuff. I have what made me really like it is besides like the personal things, I just think Sonic and Tangle would just like not like they couldn't wear each other out. I feel like that energy, like that consistent, oh my god, let's go do the next thing. Oh my god, look at this, look at that, look at this, look at that. I feel like they would travel the entire world within like a month tops. Like they just would continue to go out and adventure, and I couldn't blame them. I mean, Tangle has a very fluffy tail. Like you don't need to buy pillows, you just need a blanket, and you can just like sleep wherever you want. And that's like peak to me. It's just oh my god. Also the metal virus. The metal virus when I was
Yep.
first reading it for the first time, that scene with Sonic and Tangle was just so good to me because of just how just like the way that they picked up each other and just like the banter that they have. Like people 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 say, and I respect it, they see Sonic and Tangle more as siblings. I see them more as like
Yeah, I also see it too.
yeah. But I do love their relationship, and I love Sonangle. I will continue to commission Sonangle. I respect Wispangle. I respect Tangaze. I love Tangaze actually. I like Tangaze more than Wispangle. Um, but I just love everything about Sonic and Tangle's aesthetic. I could go into this a lot more, but I would be here for like an hour and a half. So maybe next time, or if I get permission to upload certain things that I paid money for.
It's your money after all. So,
Yeah.
all right, next question from Anna. What is your favorite classic Sonic game, and what is your favorite Sonic modern game? Oh boy,
For
I don't know if it counts. You go
um,
first.
yeah. For me personally, my favorite classic game is CD. In fact, I plan to play it eventually on Twitch. I just love the aesthetic of everything. I think the soundtrack is fantastic. The levels are a little finicky, but it's just so nice to go through. To me, it's the most beautiful looking 2D Sonic game. It's the most fun. Everything about it is perfect to me.
Well,
For
my
modern,
favorite.
modern's a difficult one. I need to play more of the modern Sonic games. I'm planning on revisiting most of them. I guess you could say Sonic Shadow Generations, but that would be too basic. Honestly, I enjoyed '06. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna say Sonic '06.
Oh boy, the people are gonna go riot for that. But my favorite classic game is always and always gonna be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. I completed the game with every character and I still love it. And as for modern one, I would say Unleashed. I actually played a lot in PS2. I have a lot of fun, and it's one of the games that I still play nowadays.
I need to play Unleashed, man. I need to. It's the one Sonic game that is like on my okay. I have to play this year. I played it casually a couple of times, but I haven't really like sat down and like fully played it.
It's a pretty good game. You are doing a misfavor to yourself for not playing.
Hmm. Yep. Speaking
All right, next.
of new things, this new question from another anonymous. Lanolin did nothing wrong.
Oh boy, but who wants to start this question? You or me?
You start it.
Simple. She did nothing wrong. All right. She did everything in the book. I am no coping. All right. She did nothing wrong.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment. I don't think Lanolin really did anything wrong, as I discussed, I believe on a previous episode. Lanolin was just being gaslit, and as someone that got gaslit recently, and like like getting stressed out and like lashing out, I understand where Lanolin is coming from. Like the amount of BS that she went through this previous arc was just unfair to her. Like she's trying to organize
Yeah.
staff. She's the leader of the Diamond Cutters for the most part. It should be Whisper, but from what I've read, if I remember correctly, it is Lanolin who's like the main leader, and she's doing her best, man. She's not trying to be a jerk. She's antisocial from what I can tell, and she is trying to be kind and nice. It's not her fault that someone that has literally killed skilled people like Mimic is the master of deception. And the only reason why us as an audience is mad at Lanolin is because we know more than the characters in universe up until that point. Like it's not Lanolin's fault that
Yeah. It's mimic. It's mimic because he did a good job of gaslighting everyone.
yeah, it's not her fault. She got outplayed, and that's fine. Whisper got outplayed, but we don't blame Whisper for the death of the Diamond Cutters, the original ones. We don't blame Tangle for we don't blame Whisper in the Tangle Whisper miniseries for getting confused. We don't blame Tangle for not going out and capturing Mimic when Mimic was disguised as Jewel. So it's like I think it's because Lanolin's much more of a newer character. I love Lanolin as a character, but I don't like the way that they introduced her like role because they just did it really awkwardly. I mean, she's only been a character for like a solid like year up until this point as of recording. But it's like I wish that they would have focused more time on building her up as a character before we had these types of moments because I think the thing that really did people in on Lanolin's character is the way that she interacted with Silver.
Yeah. In my opinion, when the whole silver thing happened, if you put in Yano in shoes, as we speak in the previous episode, uh, they just attack Duo without any kind of proof. They say, "Oh, he's mimic."
The
All
only
right. They
thing
didn't
that
show any kind of proof.
going after is like, oh, Silver saw his eyes change, which we all know was Mimic. But at the same time, it's not Lanolin's fault. She's looking out for someone that's being targeted by two of her teammates, and honestly, the two most powerful teammates in the Diamond Cutters up until that
Yeah.
point. So Lanolin is just trying to look out for somebody. It is not Lanolin's fault for what happened with Mimic. It is not Lanolin's fault that the restoration got blown up, which I've seen people talk about. It's not Lanolin's fault. Could she have done a better job? Absolutely. But acting like she did like the worst things imaginable just blows my mind.
Yeah. Yeah. These people. Let's move to the next question. All right, because we're going to be here all day then. All right. From Anonymous, which Sonic character would have the best villain rotation?
Silver. Like I'm just like
Yep.
the weed hog memes. Silver would be the funniest person. Like I compared myself a lot to Silver. When last time we did a discussion episode. Just like just having Silver in a room, I feel like Silver would say like the most insane things. I think Rouge would be fun to have in a blunt rotation. Maybe you can throw in. I think Tangle would be very
Tangle.
goofy. Yeah, Tangle and
Tangle.
Lilson would be like really goofy. I'm just imagining.
I do want to see. I do want to smoke a blunt with Yano. That's we see her seriously, but the moment she smoked that one, oh boy.
Surge would be terrifying.
Oh, Kitsunami also too.
I don't think Surge would allow Kit to do weed.
You're sure?
I'm pretty. Maybe.
I feel she's gonna go.
Maybe she'll give Kit a brownie, but maybe like that's it. But I don't see Surge doing that. But I definitely see Surge getting high, like being like the funniest thing ever. I don't think Sonic would be part of a good blunt rotation or Shadow. I think if I had to choose 3 characters, it would be Silver, Tangle, and let's say Surge.
I would go with Surge, Tangle, and maybe Yano. Well, especially Yano the best.
Yep.
All right, next question then.
Yep. Next question is from Spouse Master 9. What is the difference between Surge and Scourge?
Simple. One is cooler than the other, and we all know the things Scourge did in our that we cannot mention because we might get banned or demonetized.
Yeah. Well, we're not making money yet, but like, Scourge doing that was stupid. I don't know what Ken was cooking. But I mean, they're both menaces. They both try to fill the same role, but they do it differently. I think Surge is more of an emotional counterpart to Sonic than Scourge was. Scourge was just like the physical bad guy, from what I remember from reading.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was straight up like evil Sonic and that.
Yeah, it was like evil Sonic, but evil. Surge is a lot more than just evil Sonic. She's her own character. I think Surge is a little bit more of a well-rounded character than what Scourge was originally. Like if you put like Scourge's first couple of things when he was just evil Sonic, then yeah, I think Surge is the. I think right now, I think Scourge had a bit of a higher peak than what we've seen from Surge so far. But yet again, Surge isn't even 5 years old as a character. Well, not even I think like 3 years old as a character. So it's obviously like.
No, I think she's like 2 years and a half.
Yeah, like right now, Surge is on pace to be blowing Scourge out of the water. Like peak for peak, I think right now Scourge has a little bit of a higher peak than what Surge has had so far. But Surge isn't really that far behind. And that's really impressive for only being a character for less than 3 years.
I'm pretty sure in my book, Surge already completely surpassed Scourge. Like, not many people remember him already.
I would give the slight edge to Scourge right now, but Surge is probably going to pass him in like a year and a half, maybe. We just need to see more of her in the comic before I can like make that call.
Yeah. All right. Shall we do the next question?
Yep.
From Sergi Interrex, should Archie come back?
Oh, perfect tie-in. The Freedom Fighters and the Archie characters are a very interesting thing. On one hand, I would love to see Scourge come back in a brief way, as long as Penders doesn't Pender. Seeing some of the Echidnas come back might be a little bit weird, but they did serve a good purpose. Obviously, I would love to see the Freedom Fighters come back. This is my pitch to Sega and IDW. Most of the people really don't know who the Freedom Fighters are. Like, most people are like adults or like young teens, because if Archie ended in 2017, and if someone was like 11 when they read it, like they're 18 now. Like, everyone that grew up with the Freedom Fighters is now an adult. So unless they're rereading Archie, then people really won't know who Sally Acorn, Bunny, Antoine. They won't know who these characters are. So I think reintroducing them in a comic that's like aimed at an older audience but still set in the Sonic universe could be really cool.
If the Archie characters should come back, they should have their own series. Like, they shouldn't be Sonic and all of that. Just Sally, like the main protagonist, with the other Freedom Fighters.
Yeah,
and maybe we can see a crossover.
I think Sally could carry her own thing.
Yeah. You don't need Sonic. Like, Sally is such a good character that she can have her own series.
I do love Sonali though. That's really cute.
Yeah, I don't care about Sonali that much, but I say it's better than Sonali.
Okay, next question from Anonymous. Who does the best shuriken? I pronounced that right.
Yeah, the Shoryuken. I don't know. I would say Ken.
Street Fighter characters. I feel like Knuckles would have the best one.
I mean, he already has a Shoryuken in Sonic Battle.
So yeah, I think Knuckles. I'm not the best versed in Street Fighter lore, but if I had to say one, I would say definitely Knuckles.
Yeah, I have to agree with you.
Hopefully we can agree with this next question.
Alright, what Sonic character do you think you won't get along with? Shadow.
Why Why do you say Shadow?
Yeah, I say Shadow. I would not get along with him at all.
Hmm. Honestly, for me, I don't think I don't think me and Rouge would get along.
Why not?
Um, just just I don't like breaking. Rouge is a very rebellious character, and she likes breaking a lot of rules. I would say that there wouldn't be like genuine hate, but we wouldn't really mesh with each other. Like if you asked me to sit in a room with Rouge, like we wouldn't like each other. Like we wouldn't like we like just the me personally like and what we know about Rouge, like me and Rouge would not get along at all.
Yeah, I can see that. In my case, I don't like Shadow because it's kind of a drama queen and a natural. Like I have that in between. And honestly, it will be fighting on side. I just see Shadow for the corner of my eye. You see me in the corner of the eye, and we're just gonna start throwing hands. That's it.
Yeah.
There's not much.
If I was in a room with Shadow, I'd just like say hi to him, maybe give him a hug, like condolences about Maria, but like that's it. Like me and Shadow would be very neutral with each other.
How do you know that name? How do you know the name of Maria?
Well, it's kind of national news, Shadow. Speaking of
All
national
right.
news, this one's from Anonymous. What do you think Tangle's superhero counterpart would be?
Yes, Elastic Man.
Honestly, I've had this vision for such a long time. I think Tangle and Deadpool, like Tanglepool, like Tangle as Deadpool, I think would be like fantastic.
What about Spider?
Spider-Man would be cool too. I've seen a lot of art of Tangle as Spider-Man. I think, but who would be Tangle's Uncle Ben? Would Tangle's Uncle Ben be Jewel? That's kind of sad to
Mm,
think about.
yeah, yeah.
But
All right.
yeah, I love the idea of Tanglepool just because of how like ridiculously goofy it would be to have Tangle
But
going around breaking the fourth wall.
I think I think the one that should be Deadpool would be Sticks because she already breaks the
Six as
fourth
Deadpool
wall.
would be cool too. But I just think
Yeah, and
I just
Tango
think Tangle
and
would be
Tango would
more
be
fun.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but I can definitely see her being Spider-Man too.
All right. Next question from Anonymous. Thoughts on Shadow X Diamond Cutter ships with Surge? Oh boy.
Shadowland, Peak Fiction, definitely not
That
good because I
movie.
created it. Um,
What?
yeah, I created Shadowland. It was a Bumblecast question. It was a joke. It was a thing where Jewel was setting up. No, it was originally it started from a Christmas thing where it was the Diamond Fathers, where I would pair Lanolin, Tangle, and Whisper with different Sonic characters as like fathers, like how they react if kids have kid. And the Shadow and Lanolin thing was just so popular that I ended up asking another question about it, and that just started Shadowland. So it was really cool. Definitely one of my more favorite memories from the Bumblecast. Um, Shadow and Tangle is goofy. I think it's funny that it's pretty much just reverse. It's just straight Sonato. Um,
Okay.
Shadow and Whisper is kind of irony, but I can see Shadow and Whisper bonding over trauma since Shadow knows what it's like to see multiple clones of himself. I think there would be a lot of like good emotional beats there.
Well, okay. The next one is Surge. I don't know if you mean Shadow and Surge or Surge with the Diamond.
Shadow is really unique because they would. I think they would both bond with just like hating Sonic. I would love to see Shadow and Surge just interact with each other.
Hmm.
What about you?
All
What
right,
are
I
your
guess it
thoughts on
might.
the ships?
Oh boy. Shadow X the Diamond Cutters? No. Shadow X Surge? Perhaps. Now, Shadowing, we have two options. We can move to the next question, or I'm gonna start saying a lot of bad stuff about that ship.
Let's just move on to the next question.
All right.
Okay, next question
All
from
right.
Anonymous. Favorite voice actor for Sonic?
Oh boy, I don't remember the names. I would say the voice actor of Sonic Adventure 2
That's
from
Ryan
Tails.
Drummond.
No, Tails.
What?
Whoa,
Frontiers?
my head's spinning.
Did you say Frontiers or Sonic Adventure 2?
Sonic Adventure 2.
That's Sonic Adventure 2. That's Ryan Drummond.
Yeah, but I mean, wait, really? That's wrong.
Yeah, yeah, that's the first one. For me,
Okay.
as much as I love Jason, like I think Jason has like the perfect like persona for the character. Like Roger has been through so much, and he's done such a good job of just like being there. I like man, I go between the two of them the entire time. Like one day I'll say Roger, the next day I'll say Jason. Both of them are incredibly talented. I gotta lean Roger at this point, man. Roger has since Colors, Roger has just been like the voice of Sonic, and it's just he's just so good at. Especially Frontiers was the best thing to happen to Roger because every Sonic voice actor to me has the game where you can't put the other voice actor in. For Ryan Drummond, that's Sonic Adventure 2. For Jason Griffith, it's Sonic and the Black Knight and Sonic Unleashed. For Roger Craig Smith, you cannot have Ryan or Jason have as good as a performance as Roger does in Frontiers, because that's the game to me that solidified Roger as the voice of Sonic.
Yeah, I guess I have to agree with that one. Like, I haven't played Frontier yet, but I saw a lot of cutscenes and it's pretty good.
Okay.
Next question. What would be Espio's worst nightmare by Irinos Pizza Quattro?
I think Espio's worst nightmare is the chaotics forgetting to submit their tax returns.
Yeah, I can see that too, especially Vector going crazy like, Espio, how much do you waste on water?
Yeah. I just feel like that the chaotics just have so much put away for taxes that they just forget that they actually...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they don't pay them at all.
Yeah, like, well, how are the chaotics broke if there's no money? Unless they're like buying a building, because we don't really see any other characters like in a house. Is Rhett really that bad in Mobius?
Maybe.
Okay. Speaking of things, next question is from Anonymous. Is Silver the most underrated hedgehog?
Yes.
Yeah, it's between him and Amy. Amy's definitely gotten Amy's interesting to me because it's like, oh my god, it's Amy. I can't wait to see what they do for her in the future, especially a certain scene from a certain movie. But yeah, like Silver, it's Silver's time to shine. Like,
yeah, he needs a game.
Yeah, he just needs something. I'm excited to see what
Silver
does, because we all know that Silver has to get an apology from Lanolin. We know there has to be something there. I hope Silver's just involved, because believe it or not, Silver is actually the last male hero that has been introduced, and like, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Silver's been the last male hero that's been introduced, unless you count like Chip, but Chip was like a one-off.
Yeah. I don't call Chip a hero, more like a helper.
Yeah. Okay. And the I guess I'll go back to back here. Final question is from Jay Goblin.
I know who that is.
I don't know if it's certain, but I like the idea 06 had. I had canon that Shadow has come to terms with his past and has to help Gun as an independent contractor working on escort duty, espionage, and supporting third parties, and training new recruits. How do you imagine the Diamond Cutter's reactions, Tangle, Whisper, and Lanolin, finding out that Shadow at one point worked and collaborated with Gun? I think all of them would be cool with it. I think out of all of them, I think Whisper would have the most interesting reaction, just working with the people that bit your hand. Because I feel like Whisper, like that's like if Whisper and Mimic had to briefly team up again, like not as extreme, but it's like if Whisper and Mimic had to team up again, or Whisper was working for Mimic. So I think Whisper would definitely question it. I think Lanolin would support it. Like, yeah, just do your job, do your duty. Like, it's obvious Gun regrets their actions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be cool, and Whisper probably just gonna be wary because she doesn't know. Yeah, I think she will be wary of Shadows when it comes to.
I think Tangle would say, "Oh, you work for them? Oh, okay, that makes sense." I don't think Tangle would really care that Shadow worked with Gun. I think she'd be surprised at most, but I don't even think Tangle knows what Gun is.
I mean, probably she does. Probably she does know what Gun is, but not what exactly they do.
Yeah, I feel like that Tangle learning more about Gun would be like a cool idea and concept in the future. But speaking of the future, that's it for this round of questions. Thank you to the people who gave us these questions for the Google form, and if you want to submit your own question, we do a max of 20 per episode. Go ahead and submit it down below in the description. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the Podcast of Disaster. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay footage provided for this episode, and see you next time. Have anything else to say?
Bye, guys. Well, not much. Just then we hope to see you all for the next episode.
Okay, yep. See you, everybody.
Bye-bye.